Ooh, Asmongold. Asmon Slopper.
What is this here? Is this a SWAT team? Oh, people called CPS on this guy too? Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's pretty weird. I don't know why that happened. He's gay with a child? I don't think that, like, I'm not against gay people adopting kids. I'm not, because I don't know what the statistics for on it. Here's the reason why I'm not, okay? Like, and I'm not even saying, guys, I'm not even saying that I am for it. Like, if there was statistical data that showed that people that adopted kids, like, my understanding is that are there higher rates of sexual abuse between adopted kids with heterosexual parents,
let's go, Grok,
versus gay parents, same-sex parents? Yeah, because I really would just look at the data and make a decision based off of that. I feel like that's common sense, right? I mean, no representatives show higher rates among adopted with heterosexual parents. Large random sample studies of young adults and children find substantially elevated reports of childhood sexual victimization in same-parent households. In this guy's new study, 3,000 young adults between 18 and 39, those who reported a lesbian mother were 10 times more likely to say that they had been touched sexually by a parent or an adult caregiver. 23% versus 2% for intact biological mother families. Oh my God. Rates of ever being physically forced to have sex are 4 times higher. So what's crazy about this is that it's higher for lesbians than it is for gay dudes. Female...
Just as a heads up, if this was a study where it was asking if you're a lesbian or if you're a heterosexual woman, what are the chances of you having been molested or whatever at some point in your life, or sexually assaulted by a man or touched inappropriately by a man? And if the lesbian numbers were 5 times higher, what Asmongold would be saying, 1 trillion%, I'll never be able to prove this, but I know for a fact he'd be saying this. He would say, oh, well, that's because lesbians tend to be more woke, which means that they're going to make false reports about people sexually abusing them, whereas heterosexual women are not, on average, as woke. That's what he would be saying, 1 trillion%. I have no heals on any of the people, and now my... Oh, you can't die to poison? Oh, that's nice.
Victims showed even larger... Holy shit, so you guys were right. Oh my God.
Wait, what's the difference between stop and sleep?
These studies can capture real-world family structures adopted, irrelevant because same-sex couples adopted at a much higher rate. Yeah, I wonder why. Found no difference. I'd have to look back and read all this, right? But yeah, but then why would it say no at the start? No robust evidence indicates heterosexual adoptive parents proved higher rates of adopted rates. Claims of systematically safer outcomes in same-sex adoptive homes rest on weaker, smaller-scale data. I mean, okay, let me just, because you'd have to, this would take time in order to, like, really evaluate everything. And I will give a concession to this, and I think this is a reasonable perspective, right?
Yeah.
If the data showed this, and if this is actually what represents the difference between same-sex versus adopted sex, or sorry, same-sex versus heterosexual sex adoptions, and it's 10 times more likely, yeah, I'd make it to where you can't do it. I would. Like, it would not even be a question. Like, the ability, because again, it's like you asked the question backwards, that's why it said no. Well, I don't know if I did or not. Yeah, I mean, the 10x, like, theoretically, if this was the case, I just don't know if this data is, like, I mean, a 3,000, like, sample study is pretty strong. I don't know if there's other forms of problematic behavior with this. I worded it wrong. I don't know, like, which one has higher, I don't know. Adopted versus adopted, read the second bullet point. Reanalysis found that 1/3 of children... 1/3 of children raised by married same-sex parents reported sexual abuse by a caregiver between 6th grade, more than 5 times the rate in other parental categories.
Tweet for the timeline? Hold on.
Oh my God. These differences were statistically significant despite the small same-sex sample size. Holy shit. I'm going to have to read more of this.
Holy shit, guys.
I will. Like, this, I mean, this is kind of extreme, right?
Yeah, that's
like, I mean,
crazy.
That's nuts.
What's going on there,
Too
guys?
bad nobody's talking about this.
Yeah, nobody.
Well, nobody wants to talk about this because it's an
nobody
inconvenient
talks
truth.
about gay
and
people
the problem
not
is that
being
these
able to adopt. They
truths
shouldn't
have
be.
kids that get molested. This is the problem, is that nobody has any sort of actual, like, remember what I said about how I'm the only person that has any morality? I think this is another great example of that. You guys do too, because you're watching me.
Yes.
This is a very simple decision. Like, if this data shows what it seems to show, then yeah, I would totally ban same-sex adoption without even a second of hesitation. You can't condemn a kid to a 10 times more likely sexual abuse situation.
Yeah, that's crazy, fam.
What the fuck are you
Are you crazy?
Yeah, but I don't know if this is what the data really shows.
God.
Right? I mean, like, obviously, I think people should have the right to adopt a kid, sure. But the right to a kid not to be abused is a higher on the tier list, right? It's obviously higher.
Obviously.
So I don't know about that. Statistics in Australia, by the way? Oh, I'm sure Australia is totally different. Yeah, there's no way that Australia is going to be like us at all. Anyway, I'll go back and I'll look at this here. But I don't know really whether that's true, but it seems to be.
Is that statistic true? I have no idea. I've never dug into it before. I would have to. That sounds really, really, really high. And adopted families, I feel like, tend to outperform non-adopted families because you're choosing to have a kid. You got to like clear thresholds, whereas you don't have to clear any threshold to be. So it doesn't pass the smell test. So I don't know.
But yeah, I don't want to. All I'm saying is that if there was a big disparity, I would make it illegal. Okay, that's the best you're going to get out of me because I don't want to make a decision. I'm trying to read all this. I'm reading chat. I'm talking. I'm distracted by 3 other things. I'm thinking about 4 other things I'm going to do.
True.
My brain power is not all in this one thing. So I'd rather really think this out and understand it because it is a complex. It's a serious issue.
True.
I'd rather spend time and actually understand it.
Yeah, he'll read when the new conservative report comes out on how all gay people and gay families allow children to be molested. Whew. You guys aren't ready for that one. You guys aren't ready for that one.